The platypus is a truly unique species. While they may look like a cross between a beaver and a duck, platypuses are monotremes, one of only 2 species of mammals that also lay eggs. Taking a tour through their darkened habitats is a highlight of any visit to Melbourne Zoo or Healesville Sanctuary, where you get the chance to see this shy creature dip and dive gracefully through the water. Here's some of our favourite Zoos Victoria platypus moments over the years. Firstly, let's look at how vets and staff at Healesville Sanctuary track the health of their furry little burrowers.
We take blood samples from the platypus as a regular routine thing to do to check function of liver and kidneys, but today we were actually taking a special blood test, and that was to look for vitamin D levels. The reason we look for vitamin D is relatively new. We know that animals process or produce vitamin D differently across the board. Us, humans for instance, create vitamin D in our skin by sun exposure. Dogs and cats rely on it completely from their diet. Taking blood from a platypus is really quite different to how we take it from other animals. We often take it from leg veins in other animals, but the platypus is a really furry creature that requires that fur to stay waterproofed. So we actually take it from the bill. If we find that the levels of the vitamin D in platypus are too low compared to wild animals, then we will need to supplement their diet.
A great way to get up close and personal with these majestic creatures is the Platypus Discovery Experience at Healesville Sanctuary.
Platypus Discovery is a brand new experience that we are offering. We put on waders and we sit in the water quietly. We listen to the sound of water, the same water that they hear. We feel how cool the water is, the same way that they do. This experience is all about the animal and what the animal wants to do. Every Platypus Discovery experience will be different. There will be no 2 that are exactly the same because the animals want to do different things at different times, and every day is different for them as well. The platypus is naturally a really inquisitive animal. They love to investigate all sorts of different things, whether it's an enrichment object in their tank, whether it might be a piece of rubbish out in the wild, or whether it's a novel visitor hopping into the water that they haven't met before. This experience is incredibly unique.
You might be able to already tell, but this lady here is pretty obsessed with platypus. This is Dr. Jess, and she's a platypus specialist keeper. She's been working with and studying the platypus for the last 15 years. Her and a team of fellow monotreme appreciators have been researching the local population of platypus living in Corrandirt Creek, a habitat that runs through Healesville Sanctuary. The pipe nets that are set up in the day to catch the nocturnal animals are checked regularly, and when a platypus is found, they give it a quick health check, take some genetic samples, and attach a transmitter for its release. This radio transmitter helps to research the movement of wild populations of platypus for a couple of months before safely falling off the animal. Research like this allows Zoos Victoria staff to learn more about the animals in their care, as well as protecting the species in the wild. This research would also assist the Australian Wildlife Health Centre, a dedicated animal hospital based in Healesville Sanctuary. Recently, the centre treated a wild female platypus.
We admitted an adult female platypus that was transported to us from north of Mansfield. The platypus had some fish hooks attached to its bill that had tethered it to some debris in the river, meaning that it was unable to move away. Unfortunately, fishing hook injuries in platypus aren't rare. A lot of debris, fishing line and fishing hooks are associated with a range of different injuries in platypus. The fishing hook was completely through the shield, which is the structure at the top of the bill of the platypus, and had then lacerated full thickness all the way through the animal's left eyelid. Platypus are incredibly difficult to hospitalise because they need to eat in water regularly, and if they can't have access to water, then they don't eat and they don't do well. Of course, we don't want to put fresh wounds into water because that means we may not have the best outcome of healing. So it was a real compromise between making sure this platypus could exhibit her normal behaviours and eat food, but also have her wounds heal within a timely fashion. We are so privileged and so lucky to have been able to release the platypus back to her natural environment. Watching her enter the water and swim away is one of the best parts of this job.
Research like this is vital to the work of the Australian Wildlife Health Centre.